In the heart of a wide green forest, where tall trees swayed like gentle guardians and the wind carried the whispers of nature, there lived a beautiful ringneck parrot. His feathers shone like polished emeralds, and around his neck glowed a golden ring that made him look like he carried the sunlight itself. To the outside world he looked free, but close to his side hung a small basket woven from twigs. Inside it were not fruits, not seeds, not treasures, but dry fallen leaves. Each leaf carried a story. Whenever someone hurt him with words, he would fold the memory into a leaf and place it inside. Whenever he made a mistake, he whispered softly, "I am sorry," and added another leaf. He believed that by collecting them, he was becoming wiser, that by holding on to every pain, he was guarding his heart from becoming careless. At first it seemed harmless, only a few leaves resting lightly at his side. But as the seasons changed, the basket grew heavy. The weight pulled at his wings, slowed his flight, and drained the sparkle from his songs. He no longer soared high above the trees. His voice, once full of cheer, now carried a quiet sadness. Still, he refused to let go. "These are my lessons," he told himself. "If I drop them, I will forget, and if I forget, I will fail to be kind." One afternoon, while the parrot sat weary on a low branch, an old crow with feathers dark as night but eyes soft with wisdom landed nearby. Watching the parrot's tired wings, the crow asked, "Why do you carry yourself as if the sky itself rests on your back?" The parrot sighed, his voice fragile, and replied, "Because it does. This basket holds my mistakes, my memories, all the wrongs I cannot forget. Without it, I might lose my lessons." The crow tilted his head and said gently, "But tell me, little one, do you feel stronger carrying them, or weaker?" The parrot had no answer. He looked away, his golden ring glimmering in the fading sun, while the heaviness in his chest only deepened. That night, the forest was swept by a storm. Winds howled through the trees, rain fell hard upon the ground, and the parrot tried to escape to safety. But the basket dragged him down. He flapped with all his might, yet his wings felt chained. Exhausted, he fell to the earth, and the basket struck the ground, bursting open. Hundreds of dry leaves lifted into the storm, scattered into the night sky. Some vanished into rivers, some disappeared between branches, some dissolved in the fire of lightning. The parrot cried out, chasing after them, but the storm was faster. At last he stood still, trembling, with nothing tied to his side. He looked around in silence. For the first time in a long time, his body felt weightless. He opened his wings, and a deep breath filled his chest. The air tasted fresh, the rain felt cool, and in that simple moment he realized he was free. The morning sun rose over a forest washed clean. The parrot climbed to the top of a tree, spread his emerald wings wide, and leapt. He soared higher than he had in years. The wind sang against his feathers. The clouds welcomed him, and laughter burst from his throat like music. Days passed, and the parrot no longer collected leaves. He still made mistakes, he still felt sadness, but instead of trapping them inside a basket, he learned, he apologized, and then he let them drift away. His songs grew brighter, his flights longer, and his heart lighter. One quiet dawn, the old crow returned. He saw the parrot dancing between sunbeams, gliding from tree to tree with joy. "You have changed," the crow said softly. The parrot landed beside him, eyes shining, and replied, "I still remember, but I no longer carry. My lessons live within me now, not on my wings." The crow looked at him for a long moment and then smiled. "Yes, little one. Some things are worth carrying, like love, like wisdom, like hope. But not everything we hold helps us grow. To fly, you must learn what to keep and what to release." And so the parrot lived differently from that day forward. His golden ring no longer felt like a chain of guilt but a crown of freedom. His voice filled the forest with gentle songs of healing. Other birds listened, other creatures learned, and slowly the forest itself seemed lighter, as if it too had dropped its sorrows into the wind. The moral of his journey is simple. We often think holding on to guilt will make us kinder, but the truth is it only makes us tired. Real growth begins when we forgive ourselves. We do not need to erase the past, but we must stop carrying it like chains. Say sorry when you must, learn deeply, then let go, because life is too short to fly with heavy wings. True kindness is not in remembering every pain, but in freeing yourself so you can rise again. And in that freedom, you discover the sky has always been waiting.